17-year-old Hayley Dodd graduated from school, went hitchhiking across Australia with her friend, and vanished. Discovered clues could have helped detectives solve the mystery of her disappearance and save several lives, but astonishing negligence and carelessness of the police dragged this investigation on for 20 years. In this video, we'll tell you about the tragic fate of Hayley Dodd. The trip. In July of 1999, 17-year-old Hayley Dodd and her friend Lisa Fredrickson took a big trip across Australia. New cities, new people, empty roads, hitchhiking, and adventures. Hayley and Lisa got to a town called Dungara. In Dungara, the girls planned to work at a local farm, get some money, and move along the country. The work started in a few days. 200 kilometers away from the camping site, there was another farm that belonged to friends of Hayley Dodd's family. Hayley decided to make the most of her free time and go on a solo hitchhike trip to the farm to visit her friends. At 8 a.m., July 29, 1999, Hayley Dodd was on her way. The family's friends were awaiting her arrival at the farm. After lunch, the family's friends decided to let Hayley's parents know that she hadn't reached them yet. After receiving the call, Hayley's mother panicked and immediately contacted the police. The police started searching for the girl and first visited the camping site where Lisa was stationed. Despite Lisa's heavy emotional state, she gave them a very detailed description of Hayley. She even drew the policeman Hayley's earrings. After receiving this information, the policeman began spreading the word of the girl's disappearance. Witnesses' statements. Pretty soon, the first witness came around, Donald Wayne, a truck driver. She approached him at a gas station and asked for a lift to a town called Mora. Donald wasn't going to Mora, but agreed to it and dropped her off at a town called Badgingarra, 50 kilometers away from Mora. Apart from Donald, several more witnesses contacted the police. They saw Hayley on a road from Badgingarra to Mora. After defining the search area, detectives pointed out several dozen suspects living in the area. Investigators were contacted by a neighbor of the 43-year-old gardener, Francis Wark, one of the suspects in the case. The neighbor told the investigators that on the day of Hayley's disappearance, Francis borrowed a car from him to go shopping in Mora. At approximately 1 p.m., Francis returned, gave the car back, hopped on his motorcycle, and left in a hurry. While inspecting the car, the neighbor discovered a broken turn signal and hit marks on the dashboard. The police decided to question Francis Wark. According to his information, he bought groceries using the neighbor's car and planned to attend a party in a town called Perth. The chain of events seemed weird to the police, so they got an order to search Francis's house. No serious clues were found in the house. Policemen searched the car Francis went shopping in and took seat covers in order to analyze them in the lab and try to find traces of Hayley Dodd. Francis Wark could not be presented with any charges, so he was released. 8 years later, she tried to catch a ride and a man called Francis offered her one. He was very polite, kind, and accommodating. She got into his car and they drove off. At some point, Francis told her that he needed to get some gas for the car. They approached a house and he offered her some coffee while he filled up the tank. She agreed and stepped into the house. After walking in, Francis Wark attacked her, hit her on the head, knocked her on the floor, and tied her up. For the next several hours, he abused, assaulted, and raped the woman. Francis ripped one earring off her and took it for himself. Francis was still in the house, but he often left the room. The woman eventually got rid of the rope. After waiting for a perfect moment, she freed her arms and legs, threw her necklace under the bed, and sprinted for the back door. The woman managed to escape, but it wasn't Hayley Dodd. It was another victim. With her help, the police arrested Francis Wark. It was possible due to the necklace thrown under the bed by the victim. Francis Wark was convicted to 12 years in prison. Police that worked on Hayley Dodd's case were notified of the arrest of the main suspect, Francis Wark. Despite all this, the detectives did not take any actions to raise and take a new look at Hayley Dodd's 8-year-old case. A new twist in the case. After 6 years, in 2013, going through a police evidence warehouse, employees came across the seat covers from the car that Francis Wark borrowed from his neighbor on the day of Hayley's disappearance. After checking the database, it was discovered that in some outrageous and flagrant way, the police simply forgot to do a laboratory analysis of the seat covers to find traces of blood or DNA samples. From that very moment, the seat covers sat in the warehouse for 14 years, untouched. The investigation was restarted, and a vital clue was found on the seat covers: an earring stuck in the seat cover's fabric. After comparing the earring to the one drawn by Lisa Fredrickson, detectives were shocked. It was the same earring. Furthermore, the earring looked like it was ripped off with force. On one of the car's mats, also brought from the car, a human hair was found. The DNA from it matched with DNA of Hayley Dodd's mother. Despite Frances Wark denying all allegations, in 2015, Frances Wark was officially accused of Hayley Dodd's murder. Frances still had a chance to escape punishment for kidnapping and potentially murdering Hayley Dodd, if not for one fact that worked against him. In 2007, Frances didn't just kidnap and rape another woman, he also ripped an earring off her and took it with him. This action suggested that Frances likely collected his victim's earrings, but this fact was crucial in convincing the judge to rule against him and convict Frances Wark to 18 years in prison. Friends, we'd be glad for your support. Subscribe to our channel, support us with a like, and share your opinion in the comments. Until next time.